What is up, fam? It's your boy Bentwan. Welcome to Bentwan's Block. This week we have an exciting read through about Akropolis and Yearn Finance. Yearn Finance has been making some big waves in the space recently with their partnering and collaborations with a couple other projects. Akropolis is the latest one. Stay tuned to find out what Akropolis is doing and what is next for both the projects in this collaboration. I am super stoked. Let's get it. Oh. Yearn and Akropolis joined forces to capitalize on each other's strengths and to enable each team to specialize further and focus on what they do best. Yearn will continue to develop best-in-class vault and lending protocol solutions. So real quick, let's break this down. So if you guys are not familiar with Yearn Finance, they are trying to be this one-stop shop for DeFi. Akropolis, for those of you not familiar with Akropolis, is trying to be the on-ramp for new users and the middle of the road users and expert users. So they're casting a wide net because their user interface is super sleek and it's easy to understand, which makes it really, really awesome. So Yearn Finance, their vault, for those not familiar with vault is a way to earn high yield by storing your ETH and then using LP tokens, liquid pool tokens, to then bounce around to different protocols to find the best yield. Yearn is doing that with the Vault product, and that's kind of the breakdown in a nutshell what that is doing. So let's continue here. Akropolis becomes the exclusive front of house institutional service provider of these, offering bespoke access to their network of clients with investment strategies tailored specifically to them. And this is part of kind of what I was saying with them casting a wide net, because they go after the power user, the middle of the road user who has a little bit of a baseline knowledge of DeFi and finance, and then the introductory user. So that's the whole charade of people that Akropolis is able to capture through their product. And Yearn sees this as well and sees the value in that, which is really cool. So similarly to the precedent with Pickle, this does not require token holder governance approval, as it is two open source networks combining their efforts. So key highlights of this merger. Mergers in DeFi space are a bit of a misnomer. Below are key highlights. So let's go into this. Both teams merge development resources. So on the back end of things, looks like they're going to be collaborating on development. Acro and Adele token still remain. Akropolis name, team, and website remain. Akropolis to create a dev fund to incentivize external contributors. So the synergies here, this is the really cool part. Akropolis gets access to Yearn, Pickle, and Cream products and can integrate its DCA solutions into these. So this is all part of that. That Yearn Finance is trying to be that one-stop shop. They see what Akropolis did and it's like, hey, we like that. We like that on-ramp for every single type of user. Let's get them going with this dollar cost averaging technique into some of these other more advanced products like the Pickle and Cream products and the vaults, those kind of things, which is really more kind of the high end of the DeFi space. So Yearn gets access to new investment strategies and products created by Akropolis. That's a no-brainer. Yearn accesses Akropolis business development expertise and exposure to its institutional client network. Both teams work towards a shared product vision of non-custodial open source alternatives to savings and high-yield accounts. Love to see this stuff because this is aligning all parties' incentives to accomplish a common goal. And this is the interesting thing that I have learned so far about this DeFi space is, yes, there are competitors, but you see that these open source protocols and protocols are starting to collaborate more than compete. And I think that's awesome to see because this opens up a new paradigm when it comes to the business world. It's no longer you versus the world. It's, hey, let's team up and create something awesome together that aligns all parties' incentives and makes it a win-win. So it's awesome to see these kind of things. And I know Akropolis had that recent hack or exploit that we're calling it, but Yearn kind of comes in and says, hey, we like what you guys are doing. Let's work together and figure something out here. So it's a win-win for everybody involved. So the new Akropolis, what does this look like? We wanted to take the time, since the hack year to date, the DeFi ecosystem has suffered over $200 million of them, to develop the best long-term plan for Akropolis and its token holders. So it's saying $200 million. It's talking about the hacks and exploits, the arbitrages, all that kind of stuff that's been happening inside the space. So the close collaboration with the talented Yearn crew allows us to narrow down our development focus only to synthetic high-yield accounts and superior user experience and user interface. So let's look down this roadmap and see what's next in line for yearn and Akropolis. So the narrowed down product focus, Akropolis OS and Sparta to be deprecated and moved into the open source development resources section for simpler, streamlined product offering. And this is something where my just knowledge is not that great when it comes to the Akropolis OS and Sparta. I never really knew what they were trying to do with that. It seemed like they were trying to create this operating system for which to build off of, which is interesting, but I just didn't really see the value with that. I saw the value in more of their financial products and services that Akropolis was providing. So new vaults. The Akropolis adopts the code of yearn v2 vaults, and its users become eligible to earn Pickle through the forthcoming Pickle Gauge and leverage through the forthcoming Cream v2 lending protocol. So this is what we talked about. So yearn has been making some massive waves recently with collaborating / partnering / merging with a couple of these other DeFi projects like Cream and Pickle. And it's awesome to see this. And now Akropolis has access to all of those great other protocols that yearn kind of has underneath their umbrella now. So these new strategies, what are they? The Akropolis contributors will write strategies for the new vault and earn performance fees. Once again, aligning all parties' incentives. Love to see it. So new yield generating products currently under development by the Akropolis team will draw on the expertise and contributions of the yearn team for the benefit of the entire ecosystem. The new institutional app Akropolis to become the exclusive institutional front end to combine yearn and Akropolis yield generating product suite. So that's the greatest thing that I think Akropolis did was Akropolis has a smooth and sexy user interface. The front end is highly easy to use. For no matter what level user you are in DeFi, you can pick up Akropolis and boom, start getting involved with it right away. So yearn obviously saw the value in this and is like, hey, we like this. We want to integrate this into our protocol to see how this works because we see the value. It makes sense for us. Let's figure this out and let's work together. So the hack, let's get into the details here. Akropolis is going to tell us about what they're doing moving forward to make sure that their users are staying happy. We love that. So token to track exploit losses. A new IOU token, the IOU Acro, will be introduced that tracks the losses incurred by the victims in recent Akropolis exploit. It will be distributed proportionally through a snapshot. The IOU reserve is intended to capitalize through a combination of protocol fees and voluntary Akropolis treasury contribution. If and when the exploit funds are returned or recovered, they will be added to the IOU reserve, and any excess funds about the $2 million mark will remain to a debt fund that will be set up. So this is why I personally love Akropolis. And full disclosure, I am invested into the Akropolis project. I have been so for a while, and I'm not sitting here trying to shill you this. I'm pretty objective when I come to observing a lot of different protocols, and I'm a straight shooter. Yes, there was an exploit that happened on the Akropolis protocol. I don't think it was their fault. This was a flaw in the ecosystem that was exploited. Just so happened that Akropolis was the end face of the whole exploit. Happened to a couple other protocols, Pickle Finance, we've seen it recently, Harvest was another one. So like this is just happening in the space because that's what happens when we're moving fast and we're pushing boundaries. Sometimes there are going to be gaps that need to be filled, and these exploits have been happening. So I digress, but this is where I think that Akropolis has been providing so much value, is that they are making sure they're rectifying mistakes. Yeah, they're owning their mistake. First and foremost, I think that's huge for the space. You see a lot of other projects just kind of running away. Hey, we got hacked, and it just leaves a lot of question marks. It doesn't seem like a lot of the projects have followed the same suit that Akropolis has. So I'd love to see that transparency, number one. So let's look forward to see what Akropolis is going to be doing here. So the embedded insurance fund, our users were heavily underinsured. To remove the UX friction that has likely led to underinsurance, we will be introducing an embedded insurance pool to charge users a fee deducted from yield. So insurance pool will be purchasing cover automatically and will be capitalized through a combination of protocol fee, income, and staked Acro. So this is another interesting aspect. I don't know what this is going to look like, but this insurance idea is a big thing. especially for Akropolis having gone through what they did here in the past couple weeks. And a lot of their users were affected by it. So at the end of the day, there's the insurance products that have been created in the DeFi space so far. So I think it's really, really smart that they're starting to integrate these in and learn from their mistakes and say, hey, listen, users, we got your back now. We're getting this insurance protocol involved and we're getting it into the system. I don't know what this looks like. I can't sit here and break that down for you yet, but once I'm able to kind of look at it and take a peek under the hood, I will bring you that insurance information on one of my next posts. I appreciate you guys joining me today for Bentwan's blog. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you found something interesting. As always, like, subscribe, smash that notification button so you know when I'm giving you the latest breaking news. This is the Akropolis and yearn project coming together. Love to see it. Until next time, deuces.